Although Johnny Knoxville may be considered the leader of the Jackass crew, the show's devoted fans are usually even more fond of the most unhinged member of the troupe, SteveO. The Jackass and Wildboyz star has made a name for himself by being even crazier than his amateur stuntman peers, and that's saying something indeed. Even if the American entertainer and television personality hasn't been able to parlay his Jackass fame into a film career like his partner Knoxville, SteveO has left an indelible mark on followers of the franchise. Simply put, the Jackass movies and TV show would be far from the same thing if it weren't for Crazy Steve. Luckily, we'll soon be able to see more of his trademark recklessness on the big screen. That's right, SteveO and the rest of the gang will be back for a big finale this year on the Jackass Forever film set to be released on the 4th of February. If, like us, you're wondering what on earth has turned SteveO into the legend he is these days, we've got the answer. Keep watching to find out 7 of the most stunning things you probably didn't know about SteveO. While you're watching, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel to show your support. Don't forget to hit the bell icon as well. If you do, you'll get notified every time we have something new for you. Trust us, you won't regret it. Number 7. His first words were in Portuguese. SteveO's unpredictable nature can partly be explained due to his rather atypical childhood. Although he is American, he was born in Wimbledon, London in June 1974, with Stephen Gilchrist Glover as his birth name. His father Ted was president of Pepsi's division in South America, which meant that the family had to move very often. In fact, little Steve moved to Brazil when he was only 6 months old, and his first words were actually in Portuguese. That would be far from the last time he would settle in a different country. Only a year and a half later, his family moved to Venezuela, where a 2-year-old SteveO became fluent in Spanish. He moved to Connecticut when he was 4 and to Miami when he was 6. 3 years later, he would move back to England, where he studied at the American School in London until graduating from high school. In case you think we forgot, he also lived in Toronto for a year. Such a nomadic lifestyle probably left a big mark on young Steve. If you think about it, his later career as a stuntman could be considered more stable than his childhood. Number 6. He worked as a professional circus clown. SteveO's academic career was as unconventional as his childhood. Although he enrolled in the University of Miami School of Communications, he only stayed there for 1 year before dropping out. His stint at UM was characterized by poor grades and frequent disobedience. He would give college another shot by enrolling in the University of New Mexico, but he would finally find his calling at the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Clown College. You heard that right. In a nice bit of foreshadowing, SteveO graduated from Clown College in 1997, and he subsequently became a professional clown. Although he wasn't picked to join the Ringling Brothers Circus itself, he worked as a prankster in Fort Lauderdale. During that period of his career, he took to filming his performances, including several stunts which would eventually inspire his work on Jackass. Number 5. He reconciled with his dad after his mom's hospitalization. Despite such a hectic and unusual background, SteveO's family has been supportive of his endeavors for the most part. In an interview for Tiger Belly, the stunt performer revealed that his mother had an aneurysm in 1998 before he made it as a star on Jackass. His mom's illness left her with substantial cognitive and physical problems until her death in 2003, and SteveO has openly spoken about his struggle to take care of her during the last years of her life. As for his father, their relationship was slightly more strained due to SteveO's admittedly unorthodox career choices. Steven's father didn't really approve of his interests in stunts, which stood in stark contrast with Ted Glover's corporate career. Nevertheless, after his mother, Donna Gay Glover, was hospitalized, Ted and his son reconciled, and SteveO found the support necessary to pursue his dreams. Soon after, he would become one of the most popular characters on Jackass, and the show's success put his dad's doubts to rest once and for all. Number 4. He got into Jackass by sending tape stunts and is a DVD hit. While he was working as a professional clown in the Fort Lauderdale Flea Market Circus, SteveO decided to send his tape performances to find job opportunities. Luckily, he chose to also remit future Jackass director Jeff Tremaine footage of his stunts. By then, Tremaine was working as the editor of Big Brother magazine, and once the Jackass project was greenlit by MTV, the director, producer, and screenwriter knew who to pick as a crazy stuntman for the show. Ever relentless, only a year after Jackass started, SteveO released a DVD called Don't Try This at Home, which featured material that was too risque even for the renowned cable channel. The DVD was a success, and it managed to sell over 140,000 copies. Spurred on by the warm reception of his craziest stunts, SteveO decided to promote it by doing even more stunts, which was later to be released as a sequel. It looks like even if Jackass hadn't existed, SteveO could have made a living out of bootleg versions of it. Number 3. He has gotten into trouble with the law many times. In 2002, SteveO was arrested for stapling his own scrotum to his leg during a performance in Louisiana. He was also declared principal to second-degree battery during the same performance, but he managed to make a deal by staying on supervised probation and donating money to a shelter. The Jackass star was also forbidden from ever performing there again, so don't expect to see him in the Pelican State anytime soon. That was only the beginning of SteveO's run-ins with law enforcement. During his European tour with fellow Jackass star Bam Margera, Steve was arrested in Sweden. Apparently, the police found images of him swallowing a condom filled with weed, which he smuggled into a place and then regurgitated on stage. He had to pay almost $6,000 to the Scandinavian authorities, but he got a good thing out of it. He used the footage on his third installment of Don't Try This at Home DVD series. As if that weren't enough, only 2 months later, SteveO was arrested for peeing in public on potato chips during a Lollapalooza concert. We've barely scratched the surface of SteveO's strained relationship with the law, but we think the previous 3 anecdotes are more than enough to get an idea of what the man is capable of. Number 2. He had psychiatric problems after drug and alcohol abuse. SteveO's reckless lifestyle has unfortunately led him to suffer from mental health issues quite a few times. His constant drug use caused him to be burdened with severe mood swings and depression, and his friends helped him get hospitalized in a psychiatric hospital a couple of times. Fortunately, Steve's issues with drugs and alcohol came to a halt after his buddy Johnny Knoxville encouraged him to go to rehab. Knoxville himself said that SteveO had taken to sobriety like he had taken to drugs before that, and Steven recently posted an Instagram before and after picture celebrating 13 years of sobriety. His drug problems were portrayed in the MTV documentary SteveO, Demise and Rise, and the actor has confessed he's unable to watch the film. Luckily, he now manages to stay as unhinged as ever without the use of any substances. Number 1. He has done stand-up and he released a hip-hop album too. SteveO's career isn't limited to Jackass and Wildboyz. Back in 2011, he decided to try his hand at stand-up in a comedy club in Los Angeles. In an interview, he said that the idea of performing that genre was the craziest, terrifying, and outlandish thing he could think of. Nevertheless, he got pretty good at it and even toured around Australia with his show. In 2016, he released his first stand-up comedy special, fittingly called Guilty as Charged. As if that didn't prove that SteveO will try just about anything, he has also had a brief stint as a rapper. In 2008, he released the dirty rap album The Dumbest Asshole in Hip Hop, featuring songs like Crack Cocaine Feels So Good and Down with STDs. Amazingly, the album was outrageous enough for MTV to bring back Beavis and Butthead, who criticized SteveO's official music video. Thankfully for everyone, SteveO decided to quit the game a long time ago, and these days he's happy to laugh at his attempts at a rapping career. It looks like hip-hop was just another one of his crazy stunts. That was our countdown to the top 7 things you didn't know about SteveO. If you think something might have skipped our radar, show us what you've got by leaving a comment in the section below this video. While you're at it, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel to show your support. Remember to hit the bell icon too, and you'll get a notification every time there's a new video available. Thanks for watching, and see you soon!